do a point of view lesson. We have read The Three Little Pigs and the true story of the Three Little Pigs in a previous lesson. Today we're going to use those books to try and figure out the different versions of the story and how they're different from one person telling them to another person telling the story. So, my expectations are the same as every lesson, except I added in group work expectations, because today we're going to be working in groups. So, who can read some of my, or not who can read, I know you all can read it, but who would please read my point of view expectations for, in general? Dynasty.
Be respectful of my peers, participate in raising my hand, sit on my bottom, crisscross, group work expectations.
All right. Let me get someone else to read the group work expectations. Janelle. Okay, is there anything anyone wants to add to my expectations that I didn't put up there that you think you should add for how people should participate in a group or during a lesson?
Raise your hand to talk.
Raise your hand to talk. Don't shout out. Very good. Yes.
Whenever like somebody's reading, if you're reading some of the books, make sure you follow along so you when they cross like when it's your turn.
Yes.
So you see like
Yes. Exactly. You want to be participating in your group. You want to not lose your place. You don't want to zone out and pay attention to other things that don't really matter, right? Good job. Ari?
If we're using the clickers and there's a question and somebody's still better trying to figure out the question, don't shout out and say no.
Thank you, baby. That's great. Okay, what I need you to do right now is turn to your partner. And I want you to demonstrate a 10-inch voice. So, 1, 2, 3, go. Not a 1-inch voice. You can talk a little bit louder. 10-inch voice. Good job. All right. Go back to where you were in the lesson. Good job. So, that's what I expect out of you when we go to our group work. I don't expect any shouting, because you all know exactly what my expectation is, that 10-inch voice. Show me 10 inches. With your hands, show me. Good. All right. So, the unit that we've been doing is about fairy tales. We've read different versions of Cinderella, we've read the different versions of the Three Little Pigs, and we've read a couple of other fairy tales as well. So, our standard is compare and contrast the point of view from which different stories are narrated, including the difference between first and third person narration. So, who can tell me what first person is? Cornell.
The words using I, me, and in my.
Perfect. It's when the narrator is in the story and they use words like I to describe what's happening in the story. And what about third person? Zoe.
Third person is like, it's not in the story, it's just reading from.
What does it have?
It has he and she.
Yes, and it has that person that's not in the story. What are they called? Aiden.
Narrator.
A narrator. They're called a narrator. So the person that is telling the story is not in the story. Which of these books that we read did not have a person that was actually in the story telling the story? So they had a narrator. Do you know it, Malachi?
Yes, the true story.
No, it's not the true story. That's a good guess, though. Zoe?
The Three Little Pigs.
Yeah, it's the Three Little Pigs because it is from the pig's perspective, but it's not told by a pig. It's told by a narrator that's not in the story. Very good. All right, so your objective. Can someone please read this objective right here? This is written so that you'll understand what I'm trying to teach you. All right, all right.
I can compare and contrast the viewpoints of two characters in a paper.
Okay, you think you can figure that out by the time we're done with this lesson today? I think so. So it's a pretty simple lesson. We're only going to have one objective, so it's not going to be a whole lot thrown on you at one time, so you'll be able to figure out how to do that, comparing and contrasting. All right, so it's the Three Little Pigs, wolf versus the pigs version of the story. All right, so what I need you to do now is take that help sheet that's behind you and put it in front of you. It's that half sheet of paper. Okay, what we're going to do now is you're going to be thinking about parts of the story that tell you it's from the pig's perspective and it's from the wolf's perspective. We know how to do that because the two versions are different. So you'll be picking out things that happen in the story that you'll write down on a Post-it note, and we'll come up and we'll share it on our chart. And you'll have those different viewpoints so you can kind of guess by the end of it which viewpoints come from the wolf, which viewpoints come from the pig. And we'll kind of compare how the stories are different and contrast as well. So what we're going to do now is I want you to be thinking of a few things on your own, and I'm going to write a couple things on my chart of how I knew that the viewpoints were different from the stories. So you're thinking of that, and if you want to, go ahead and give a couple Post-it notes to the people in your group and write down a few of those things without using the book, just maybe how the stories were different, okay? So the first thing was, I'll just go ahead and make this blue. Okay. So the first thing was how the wolf went to the pig's homes. And the true story of the Three Little Pigs, what was he trying to do? Dynasty.
He was trying to tell people that he wasn't really mean, he was just needed.
Yes. So in the true story of Three Little Pigs, the wolf had a cold and sneezed, making the houses fall down. So write that on one of your Post-it notes. And then what happened in the Three Little Pigs version? What did he want to do there? Or no?
He wanted to eat them.
Yeah, he wanted to eat them for supper. So he was a bad wolf. He was a bad wolf. Looking for dinner. Okay, so what I'm going to have you do is when you go to your groups, you're going to be picking out things. I'll give you a book to look through that were different in each story. Because whenever you have a fight with someone, and I'm going to need a couple volunteers for this. Whenever you have a fight with someone, there's always two different viewpoints. He said, she said. So I need somebody to come help me. Aiden, come on up. And to Kyla, come on up. All right. To Kyla, you stepped on Aiden's shoes. And it was an accident, so you think. He thinks you did it on purpose. Therefore, who's right? No one's right, right? However, you could have a story that Kyla can make up and convince Zoe, Diedrich, and Erica to get on her side. And you could convince, who do you want to be on your side? Okay, so they're on his side and she has three people on her side. They're going to fight, or they're going to have a disagreement about their viewpoints, because she's like, oh, it was an accident, I didn't mean it. But Aiden, oh, he's mad. He's gonna, I don't know what you're gonna do, but you're gonna do something, she's not gonna like it. So you have those different viewpoints in the story. So who do you think is the wolf in this situation? The wolf viewpoint, the true story of the 3 little pigs. Alright. I think it's Tequila too. Because Tequila is telling the truth. She didn't really mean it. She's innocent. She would never step on someone's shoe on purpose. And Aiden, he's going to tell all the papers. He's going to go write it on all the blogs. He's going to get everybody to go against Tequila. But you know what? We love each other, so they're going to shake each other's hands and say, I'm sorry. There you go. Go sit down, thank you. Alright, so going back to this, what we're going to do is you're going to break up into your groups. I'm going to give you a book. You're going to look through it and you're going to find some things that were different from one story to the next. Okay? So, go ahead and break up in your groups and make sure you have a couple Post-its for each person. And you're going to write down things like that. Okay? And we're going to come up to the board and we're going to put them either under the wolf's point of view or the pig's point of view. Okay. You need one more? Okay, I'll give you some more. Use your help sheet to help you ask some questions. Try and find those parts of
I would take it from this story.
Make sure you're talking to your partners.
in the true story, he was trying to show
I like it. Okay.
they didn't have
Changes right now. Yeah. What stories do you have? Next. Good. Keep writing that down. So just find out more guidelines. What story? First, second, third. Okay, so you can write that down.
yeah, I know
Which
what
one
it
of these
is.
stories tell you? Does it have a narrator? Does it have a character speaking? Does it have any voice? It does have.
I don't have one of these two dummies.
Okay.
And the
One more and then we'll go ahead and share. Good job. I'll give you all a great day.
this is why I like that.
Okay. What is it?
And in the three little pig display, and the true story, he has all that
So what's the difference? Good. How many have you put down? That's your fourth one? Or is it your second one? Your second one? Okay.
But the ones that did the true story. And they only have two I'm like more difference. And I was gonna put in the true story. It was first person.
Good. Helps you feel good. Good job.
This is a good one right here. And the true story, the page is whoever. But I mean, in this story, the page is whoever. And the true story, the page is what's the saying? What's the saying?
Okay, I'm gonna give you just a few more minutes. You just wait patiently.
How And the three little piggies, instead of making it upside down, sweets, made it out of wood.
That's what's written down.
Oh, did you not sound the first? Oh, it's so in both stories, and he knocks down the first two houses. What is it called? Or we could just try to knock down the first two houses.
All right. Go ahead and give me your books. All right. Okay, I'll let you keep that until you get it. All right. All right. Go ahead and close the books. Sydney, close your books. Okay. So if you look at your help sheet, you're going to look for some quotes in the book that were different than what happened in the other book. Did anyone find any quotes in their book that were different? All right, for now.
And the three little pigs, they were making waffles. In the real story, the wolf was making a cake.
Making a cake. So that's what they said they were going to be making? Good. All right, so can you come put up underneath the true story of the three little pigs you're posting up. All right, Kevin?
The true story with
On the other side.
the Alexander Wolf. That story was first person,
Mm-hmm.
and the original sort of the three little pigs was third person.
Good. So that wouldn't be a quote from the book, but you're jumping ahead of me on here. Go ahead and put it up there. All right. Yes. Okay, Dynasty.
And the true story, the pigs flew everywhere, but in the in the true story, the pigs flew nowhere. They just laid there dead. And in the original story, they were flying everywhere.
Good. So, which one did you put first? The true story? All right, put it up underneath of the true story for me. Okay, so what about viewpoints that are told through the eyes of the character? Things that, well, this is what really happened, or no, that's what really happened. So, you know, those are Aiden and Takala's points of view kind of thing. So it may not have been the event that was changed, but something that was different in their eyes. All right, Takala. Okay, you got to speak a little bit louder, because I can't hear you.
The pig found the wolf doing something bad, but he was the chicken.
Good. So you can put that where? Under the true story or the other story? The true story. Good job. Go ahead and put it up underneath of there. So he was just looking for some sugar. He wasn't looking for trouble. He wasn't going to try and eat them. All right, Kevin.
The original story, the wolf was trying to kill a wolf, and the true story, he each time he got one guy house, he ate the pigs, and also in the true story, he actually didn't become a wolf. They weren't selling wolf.
Okay. So then that's what the three little pigs perspective, right? Those are all things that happen in three little pigs. So go ahead and put that on your three little pigs. All right, Dynasty.
In the three little pigs, in the three little pigs, the wolf was trying to eat the pigs, but in the true story, he wanted to buy some sugar.
So put that under the three little pigs. And so imagine you're the wolf. What parts of the story would you want to change? Okay? You don't want to look like a big bad wolf. What would you change? Aiden.
Like, after like he sneezed the house down, he shouldn't have ate pigs.
Yeah, he shouldn't have ate the pigs, but he just said if it would just sit there, it would rot. So he had to just. So go ahead. Did you write that on a sticky?
No.
Okay. All right. All right. Did you have something to add?
I just feel like not to make it work, I was gonna say that each time he kept sneezing, he would say, "Oh, let's instead, I'm trying to eat him, but when he made it to the brick house, and when he started being mean and talking about his grandmother, he had choice but to do it.
He had no choice but to do that. Yes,
He had no
exactly.
options.
All right, Janelle. In the original story. Good. Okay, go ahead and put that under the original story. For now.
In the three little pigs, at the end the wolf turned good. In the real story, in the wolf was the deal.
Good. Go ahead and put that up there. All right, Sydney. He was trying to persuade them, wasn't he? He wasn't a bad guy. Put it underneath. Alan, do you want to just put one up there and we'll look at it later? All right, go put your post-it note up there and we'll look at it later. All right, Ari.
Instead of jumping to cute things like rabbits and stuff, he just
And I'm sorry, say that again.
in the true story, he was eating cute things like rabbits and pigs and stuff, but instead he would just eat like
Oh, you think you could have ate grass? Okay. You want to go put that underneath the wall? Okay. Kevin.
Their eyes were different.
Their eyes were different.
I think the three little pigs, their eyes had color in it,
Mm-hmm.
and the goose, and then True Story, they didn't like show their eyes much, so probably it was just black and probably.
So that's something I wouldn't have thought of to look at the illustrations to see how they're different. Very good, Kevin. Go ahead and put that in there. Okay. Peter, do you have anything to share? Okay, share it.
In the True Story of Little Pigs, the wolf was nice and trying to make a cake for his grandmother.
Mm-hmm. He was trying to be nice. He was a sweet wolf making a cake for his grandma. Put that up there. All right, Malachi.
In the True Story, that was a fresh
That's what I was waiting on. Okay, good. In the true story, it was first person. So I need somebody that has it on a Post-it who can tell me what the three little pigs was. All right, Zoe.
the three little pigs is third person.
Third person. Very good. Why is it third person? A.
Because it said, it had narrator and it said he, they, she's, and stuff like that.
Good job. Yes, Dynasty.
And in the story, at the end of the three little pigs, he went down to the beach, and in the true story, he had to go to jail.
Okay, so one more person and then we're gonna move on. Okay, Janelle? Yeah, we don't really know if the true story was true or not, but he could have been a good man. Good. All right.